Hi everyone, this is Colleen Houck, and I am getting ready to reveal to you the top 10 things that you're going to be seeing in my new novel, Recreated, which is book 2 in the Reawaken series. Are you ready? Here we go. So the number one thing you're going to see in Recreated is the goddess Isis. And I got this not too long ago. In my book, Isis makes an appearance not only in Recreated, but also in Reignited, the Reawakened novella. In fact, Isis is pretty much my main character in that novel. So Isis is an Egyptian goddess. And in my book, she has wings, although they're not quite this color. Um, and her eyes are like nebulas. They're like storm kind of clouds, and she can fly. She's got some really cool power. So that's the number one thing you're going to see in Recreated. The number two thing you're going to see in Recreated is a Sphinx. You all know that there's a Sphinx in front of the pyramids, and that's an Egyptian Sphinx. And in my book, I actually have this type of Sphinx, which is a Greek Sphinx. The Greek Sphinx is slightly different. It's usually female. The Sphinx in Egypt is usually male. And in this one, the Sphinx has wings and is the body of a lioness. And but I'm not gonna do any spoilers for you. You're gonna figure this out as we go along. But a Sphinx is definitely in Recreated. And in fact, if you look on the front of the book, you'll see 2 lionesses that represent the Sphinx on the front of the book. And the number 3 thing you're gonna see in Recreated is a fairy. Those of you who've read my Tiger series, you know I love fairies. We have fairies in book 2, Tiger's Quest. This one's a little bit different. This fairy is actually Irish, which is weird for Egypt. She's got red hair and green eyes and wings. Again, we have wings again as a theme. And this fairy's name is Ashley, and Ashley is named after my brand new baby niece who was born as I was writing Recreated. So this is Ashley the fairy. You're going to meet her in Recreated too. And number 4 thing you're going to see in Recreated, and this is kind of the whole theme of Recreated. I found a story about Isis tricking the god Amun-ra to be able to visit her husband in the afterlife. And she wanted to ride the celestial bark, which is a boat. And so I've kind of used that myth, and I've incorporated 2 different stories that have a bark. So this would be like an Egyptian version. And you can see like this is probably Cleopatra. I've got to paint some clothes on her. She's kind of nudish. And she is on a typical Egyptian boat. But I've also incorporated a Greek myth that some of you might recognize. And this is Charon, who ferries the dead to Hades, or to Hades, to, well, hell. So I've kind of mixed these 2 things together. And so in my book, I have a ferryman, but his name isn't Charon, it's actually Churdy, which is a version of that from another culture. So I've kind of mix and match my cultures a little bit again, but I've got a boat that is taking them to the netherworld. So that is your clue number 4. And number 5, once my characters get to the afterlife in this book and Recreated, they're going to be traveling on the waterway of the white hippo. So I have a hippo here for you. Hippos are very common in Egypt on the Nile. And I have not painted this guy white yet, but I'm going to. So I have hippos that if they like you, they let you pass. And if they don't like you, they eat you. So there's my avenue of the white hippo. Item number 6. Well, if we're going to have a Sphinx and we're going to be in Egypt and we have hippos and crocodiles, we need lions. And so I have a lioness. You can kind of see her a little bit better up close. I have a lioness in this book, and this lioness actually has a name. Her name is Tia, and she is a twin. She has a twin sister, and her full name actually is Tiaret, and she has a twin sister named Tauret, who was killed by hyenas. So this is Tia in Recreated. Is coming to you from the netherworld, and this is a hellhound. And this guy, again, I have not painted him yet, but you can kind of get a sense of what he's like. He's kind of a smoky werewolf, so he can kind of phase in and out of reality. So when he doesn't want to be caught or something, he just dissolves into smoke and reappears somewhere else. So he's kind of tricky, leader of the pack. So there's a pack of these guys hanging out in the netherworld. And number 8 clue for Recreated. We have the Grim Reaper. Actually, he isn't a Reaper that looks like this, but it is a good symbol of it. My characters are called Reapers, and they actually look a little bit more like bugs. You're going to have to see how that works out. But they do reap. They reap the dead. They reap lost souls. So there you go. There's number 8, Reapers. And number 9, the number 9 thing you're going to see in Recreated is the henchman of the bad guy, the villain, in this case, the villainess. So her buddy, helper guy, her general, kind of is a Minotaur. Again, pulling a little bit of Greek mythology in, although this guy is actually all albino. So he's a white Minotaur. And he's pretty bad to fight. He is not a fun fighter. He carries a whip with him and he hurts people with it. So there's your number 9. And last but least, number 10 thing you're going to see in Recreated, I had to give you a villain. And in this case, it's a villainess. My villainess is kind of, this is one of my Pinterest board pictures. She's kind of based on she's like an evil queen, but she's the queen of the netherworld, so she's really yucky. And she does all kinds of really cool things and has soul-sucking power. And she's based on the Egyptian story of the devourer, so she actually is seeking hearts to eat. And that's what she wants to do, is to consume our heroes. And that's it. Thanks so much, and hope you guys all pick up Recreated soon. Hope you love it. Bye-bye.